What do kids do when they play? You could break it down to two general things. One is mental play, and that would be, say, playing with their imagination, right? More so with the mind, creating stories, creating an experience. That's one category. The other is more physical play, where they engage with the body, right? Say you're at a restaurant or something, and you'll see they'll want to just kind of run around, and they might just do the same pattern again, running around the table. You're at a park, they'll just go down the slide, up the slide, down the slide, up the slide, down the slide. We're on a trampoline. We're passing a ball to each other, back and forth. It's some kind of body movement. But those are the two main categories. Now, some tools to help with this is what I personally do. And I'm a bit more big on the imagination side, the mental side of play. That's what I resonate with. Again, I love the physical play too, but I've always been more imagination. And you can look within your kids, right? It's like, okay, are they more imagination play or physical play, right? Mental or physical, which one? It'll allow you to connect with them much more. Now, with imagination play, the mental play, the vibe that I personally try to bring, like say my daughter's like, let's play. Or say I want to go up to my daughters and introduce play. Well, the mindset that I come from is the whole check this out. It's not, do you want to play? It's, hey, check this out, and boom, the play starts. That's the vibe. Check this out. Some formats you can rely on, but ideally this should just be from you in the moment, but you could view these as your training wheels. One would be role plays. Very simple. You're like, how do I play with my kid? Just create some kind of role play, and it could be anything, absolutely anything. So you could rock up and say, okay, like say I go to one of my daughters, I'm like, okay, you're now Elsa. Like check this out. I don't say this, check this out. It's in the vibe. I'm like, you're now Elsa and I'm Anna, two characters from the movie Frozen. All right, you're Elsa, I'm Anna. I could even say it as we're walking up the stairs, by the way. I do this. We start walking up the stairs in the house, and I'm like, okay, you're Elsa, I'm Anna, and we're now climbing up a mountain of ice. And now I introduce play. Something as basic as that. It doesn't have to be scheduled either. Just throw it in there. And now instead of just walking up the stairs, we are climbing up a mountain. And suddenly a storm is coming. And oh my gosh, if we go down, if we turn around, there's the ice monster from Frozen following us. Go, 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 go. Brings in the play. That's a role play. We are now role playing that we are the princesses in Frozen. Do that. Just role play. And it could be anything, by the way. So there's one little tool you can just fall on. There's a training wheel. Role play. You'll also notice, little side note, that once you start doing this and they get a feel for the role playing, they'll start introducing their own role plays, and it also gives you a lot of insight into their reality and what matters to them, what they care about, right? As an example, right, my eldest daughter was going to daycare for a while, socializing with other kids. And we'd do role plays, like she'd come back from daycare and she would want to role play that she is the teacher, right? So like, everyone sit down, and she would ultimately reenact what she did that day. And that's interesting. It's like, oh, she's curious about that or experiencing that. So role plays, like, let them also come up with it. Or, you know, if we go to a restaurant, like we did this tonight, actually, I put them down. They're like, she's like, okay, I want to play. She has all these stuffies in her room. She's like, we're going to do restaurant game. So she puts her blanket on the floor, and we have all the stuffies around, and we all go through everyone's order. And she's the waitress and the cook and also the person eating there. My other daughter's there with the other stuffies, and my wife's there, and we're all sitting around eating this imaginary dinner at a restaurant, and it gets her to experience that. But that's so simple, role play. Or building on the role play, it's the whole like, what if? Like, imagine this. What if the floor suddenly was lava? It's a role play. It's so easy to do. Now, the next tool or training wheel would be conspiracy theories. What are conspiracy theories? It's anything that's you and your kids versus the world. That's it. You versus the world. And it goes hand in hand with role plays, right? So One example could be, say we're at a restaurant, there's a lot of people. I might look over to one of my daughters and say, okay, the fork right there is now a magical fork. Now make sure you keep it safe because there are bad guys out there looking for it. And suddenly it's me and her versus the world protecting this magical fork. That there, conspiracy. And what does that also do? It reinforces the bond, the connection between you and your kids. You can also spice it up. And I'd suggest doing that personally, by the way. I have seen a lot of parents do these role plays, but it's just very flat, right? Like it goes back into this type of activity building where it's like, okay, role play. You're the teacher, I'm the student, or we're both teachers and we're doing this. And it's just very linear. If you think of the scenario as a movie, it's just like, and then this happens, and then we do this task, and then we go outside. Hey, we're going to play pretend that we are gardening right now. We plant the flower, and then we plant the other flower. What color is it? The first one was blue, the second one was red. Okay, the next one is pink. That's good. Yeah, it's better than nothing. That's great. Do it. But my preference is spicing it up. And I spice it up with a little bit of push-pull, right? Push-pull, a little bit of peace and drama, meaning it's okay, we're doing the flowers, and suddenly a storm is coming. And now the storm is gone. And then a storm is back. That up, down, spice it up. That is something I personally like. It spices everything up. It changes this just very flat, predictable, things get better and better and better, and the movie's over, to a dramatic and captivating movie. And then what I personally do with all these tools and this whole dynamic is I look for the patterns that my children like. Meaning there might be one scenario that they really, really like, and we do that one again and again and again, right? With slight variations. I remember there was a time where we would role play that we were mermaids, right? And we were swimming down to find this treasure, but it was protected by these big sharks. And that pattern scenario, my daughter just loved. And then everything we'd link back to the sharks. Or even if we were doing some other scenario, like say even tonight, we were doing this restaurant game before bed. If she was still into the shark thing, I'd link it to the shark thing. It's like, we're all at the restaurant, but suddenly there was a noise. It's the sharks with the treasure. Like all these callbacks. And don't think that they'll get bored of a pattern, right? If you even link it to the physical play, what's a lot of physical play? It's simply a pattern. It's go up, down the slide, up, down the slide. And it's like, again, the comfort and the repetition of the physical play. My nephews, for example, they're into baseball right now. And they'll just go out and, it's like, throw the ball, hit the ball, run, throw the ball, hit. It's like this practice where they have a basketball hoop, they'll shoot the ball. It's like this kind of routine, in a way, some kind of rhythm, right? It's like, okay, shoot. Same here with the mental play and the imagination. Find a pattern, boom, play it again. Imagine like your favorite scene from a movie. You wouldn't mind seeing it again. Or you wouldn't mind seeing a similar theme in other movies, right? For example, like Pocahontas, Avatar, was it Raised by Wolves? Same plot, exact same. But hey, you enjoy all movies. So do that with the play. You can recycle them and tweak them. Don't think that it's boring. Again, they love it, and they're also familiarizing themselves with it. For them, everything is still new, right? Unlike us adults, it's like, seen it, next. No, they're like, oh yeah, more. Let me familiarize myself with the different texture of this experience.